The city of Philadelphia has agreed to pay $9.25 million to about 343 people as part of a settlement over police brutality during the racial injustice protests in the summer of 2020.
In fact, if we have camera 16 available, it is the hot topic above the fold in all the papers. The Enquirer, also the Daily News. Here's the price of gas. They're talking about tear gas, and then
even though it was also rubber bullets. That's just the headline. And rubber bullets too. They just chose gas. City to pay $9.25 million over police tactics in the summer of 2020. Some of the protesters who are now plaintiffs speaking out yesterday.
I'm grateful for the compromises that the city made in order to meet us somewhere.
I think that we have a lot more work to do. This is a big win, but it's only the beginning. What we have to do is organize and fight to make sure these weapons can't be used against residents again. It's not okay, and we deserve better.
So attorneys Kevin Mincy and Riley Ross, the third, joined us this morning. Two attorneys involved in this case. Yes. I mean, intimately involved.
Very.
So, 9.25 million, 350 people, thereabouts. Are there levels of payment?
Certainly levels of payment. There are a variety of different injuries that people suffered. Obviously, a lot of folks remember the 3 people who were tear gassed while sitting on the street.
Right.
There were people who were tear gassed in their homes. There were some who were out protesting and only were exposed to tear gas, and others were shot with rubber bullets and other objects. So it took a lot of work between all the attorneys to figure out the values of all the injuries and then plug them into a spreadsheet.
And in addition, as we're looking at video, I mean, this was one of the instances that happened on the Vine Street Express. Yes, where they were. Talk about what happened, because this is one of the incidents, or how many incidents does this cover?
We'll say 2 large incidents,
okay,
and a lot of small incidents in those 2 incidents, where you have West Philadelphia and the people who were living in their homes getting tear gas blocks away from the 52nd Street corridor, where there was looting of stores, and then you had the protests on 676, where people were getting tear gas on the road and coming up the hill and trying to climb the fence.
And essentially were trapped because there was a fence and they couldn't get out, and so they were.
And there were officers on either side of the street keeping them from being able to exit, like the exit ramps, and force them to go up that hill and trying to climb a 10 or 12-foot fence.
Well, now I'm sure there's people watching the show. They're going, because we keep saying this is a peaceful protest and they were attacked. But clogging up 676, is that keeping the peace?
Well, the whole point of protest is to have some type of disturbance, some type of disruption in order to bring attention to the issue. The issue here was protesting police brutality. The police decided to meet that protest with police brutality, and so that's why the lawsuit came. We wanted to do something about it. The police can't meet protests on police brutality with police brutality of this nature. I mean, we had materialistic tactics that were being done, tear gas being fired. First time that's happened in Philadelphia in decades.
And now, because of this also, isn't there now a rule with the city that they can't use military equipment, or what's now going to happen?
Yeah, so part of the settlement, there's a federal program that the city of Philadelphia's police department was engaged in, the 1033 program. They've decided to pull out of that program, not accept any other weapons or materialistic vehicles, tanks, armored, body armored, things like that.
Anything that looks like the Army? Or the military.
When you see tanks rolling down the street of an American city, they usually come from this program. That's something that Philly was involved in.
But we'll still have the SWAT vehicles.
Yes, they'll still have some materials, but they're not getting it from the federal government.
Or the National Guard. They still can call in the National Guard if they feel the need?
Absolutely.
Okay. And let's put up a full screen, though, because it's more than just the $9 million.
Oh, yeah.
There's also other parts that were agreed upon. For example, there's going to be, separate from the $9 million, $500,000 that's going to be allocated for what?
For the residents of West Philadelphia obviously suffered a real traumatic incident, being in their neighborhoods and essentially being bombed by tear gas. So that money is set aside to hopefully help with counseling and post-incident trauma, whether it's from this incident of police abuse or other incidents of police abuse, to try and have a full healing for that neighborhood.
Mental health counseling.
And then on top of that, there's not going to be meetings?
Yes, so quarterly meetings. Either one of the deputy commissioners will have to report quarterly to West Philadelphia about uses of police force and explanation of those uses of force, and then field questions from the community.
City okay with this? They going to appeal, or?
No appeal. This was a 2-year negotiation. They have signed off on all the elements of it. So essentially, the case is this part of the case is finished.
Who paid all that money? Taxpayers?
I guess the discretionary fund. I'm not sure who funds that.
Well, that's a problem when we're talking about police brutality. That's what our clients were interested in reform. And one of the issues about police brutality is that it takes its toll. It's not something that's directly coming out of the officers' pockets. It's something that's oftentimes coming from the taxpayers. And this is something that we're hoping that the verdict this side will cause the city to look into and for people to actually say, why is this money coming from taxpayers as opposed to the officers responsible for it?
Gotcha. Well, thank you both.
Yes,
Thanks for having
you.
me.
I'm surprised you got it done in 3 years. Aren't you? I mean, that's pretty
It felt
efficient
like
work.
5.
I bet it did. Yeah. My God. All right. Well,